Coach Bauer takes an approach as a coach.
Let's go. Let's go.
It's a field back block, and that's
a guy that rolls his body around.
Mike Drop Sports Steel City Live.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Appreciate you for diving in. Thank you for joining us here on the show as we're going to break down Pittsburgh Steelers, Minnesota Vikings, that preview. What's up, Daniel Warman? What's up, Sean? We're going to dive into that show or this show today and dive into what the Steelers maybe need to do offensively to get things going here for them in Ireland, defensively, special teams. How they match up against the Minnesota Vikings, and just how this game could unfold potentially. It could be a disastrous game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Absolutely. Without a doubt. It really, really can, my friends. This Minnesota Vikings team, defensively, I think they're really, really good. Secondary, cornerback wise, I think maybe you could get away with getting some things done against those guys as a whole defensively, though. This Brian Flores led defense, I think they could be really, really good. And I think they could cause the Steelers a lot of chaos and a lot of heartache in Ireland. However, I think there are a couple players, a couple dynamics that the Steelers possess in their bag of tricks that potentially could open things up for them if utilized correctly. So we'll dive into that and much, much more. We'll dive into your comments and hear what you guys have to say here today here on a Saturday. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights in the house. What's up, my friend? Miss Pittsburgh in the house. What's up, Miss P? Miss P saying what's up to Sean. What's up? Yes, absolutely, Sean. Definitely, Sean, if you ever want to join, I don't know if I'd have to set it up. Shit. I should have set up a scene for two because if Sean has a link so he could join into the show at any time since we use this new program now, I need to ensure that I set that up pre-show just in case somebody like wants to join in, they can do it and I don't have to mess around with it trying to fit everybody into the screen, but we could do it if we have to. So the invitation is always open for our people. So tomorrow we will not be live before the game. Post game, though, we will be. I do have to go coach a youth football game in the morning, so I will miss the majority of the game. However, I'll catch up and I'll get to see it, and we'll go over that post game tomorrow after the Steelers face off against the Vikings in Week 4 in Croke Park, Ireland. Here we go, man. Big time matchup, man. I don't like these overseas games. The Vikings seem to like them. 4-0. The Minnesota Vikings are 4-0 in overseas matchups and international matchups. And this is a little disturbing for me when you look at what the Vikings are going to get back in Jordan Addison. I think that's another thing that could potentially be an issue. The Steelers potentially have Joey Porter Jr., Deshaun Elliott coming back. Maybe that helps them there. I do like the Steelers' ability to get pass rush, pass pressure on the quarterback. So we'll see how that all happens. This week, it's going to be all about doing what? Not allowing Carson Wentz to step up into the pocket. He's a little bit older now. You want to force him side to side. Last week, we talked about what you had to do to Drake May. You had to force him up inside of the pocket. You wanted him to climb the ladder in the pocket. I thought that's where the Steelers would be most effective. You don't want him side to side because that's where he's most effective, utilizing his athleticism, utilizing his legs. And it proved to be very, very true. Every time he was stepping up, not every single time, but when he stepped up, the Steelers were able to create that monstrous pass rush up the middle, allowing the pocket to collapse on him, causing turnovers, things of that nature, making him uncomfortable. Carson Wentz, as a veteran in this league with the receivers and the tight end that they possess with the Minnesota Vikings, I think having Carson Wentz forced side to side might fall into the hands of the Steelers this week by being able to wrap him up quickly and effectively, considering I don't think he's as athletic as he once was or again as Drake May was. So definitely I think that could potentially work into the Steelers' favor. I know it's an elementary thing, but Football's really elementary, and we put sometimes a little bit too much complexity into it when it's the simple things. Last week, forced Drake May to climb the ladder. This week, forced Carson Wentz side to side. That's simple, but yet effective in my eyes. Daniel Warman in the house. What's up, Daniel Warman? Jason, do you think Aaron Rodgers is getting frustrated with Tomlin's offense? I do, and you make a very good point. Daniel brings up a very good point when he says Tomlin's offense, because this is Tomlin's offense. We can all sit here and say Arthur Smith this, Arthur Smith that. Guys, the offense has been the exact same for years and years and years. Since Todd Haley left this offense, I have not seen a different product. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, little touches here or there, whatever. I have not seen a different product consistently, globally. When you look at this offense, it's the same fucking offense that we've seen for years, and it's not good enough. And Daniel says it. Tomlin's offense. Tomlin needs to change, man. And I'm not that guy that's going to sit here and say, Mike Tomlin's so great. Mike Tomlin's so great. I think he's a good coach. I think players like him, but I think there's reasons for it. And I think that there's reasons that the Steelers have been vanilla and plain. Do I think that Aaron Rodgers, back to Daniel's comment, do I think that he's getting frustrated? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He's not going to sit there and get his ass beat week in and week out. Guys, this Steelers offensive line is dog shit right now. Dog shit. As a whole, dog shit. Zach Frazier playing okay. Is he playing fabulous? Is he playing like he did last year? No, not yet. But I still have high hopes for him. I still think he was the best center in that draft, and I still think he has the potential to do good things. But totality, the offensive line is a total package, not just an individual player. As a total offensive line, they're dog shit, and Aaron Rodgers cannot withstand this beating. No quarterback, especially a 42-year-old quarterback, cannot handle this ass beating that he's getting, and you can see it. You can see he's getting frustrated. He's saying all the right things. He's doing all the right things. And he's trying to be a real leader, and I got to give Aaron Rodgers a lot of props, man, because I think he has been very, very good with the way he's handled himself through 3 weeks. Let's see if it doesn't boil over here in Ireland. But I got to commend Aaron Rodgers. He's been a real true leader, and I really like the stability he's providing at the position that they haven't had that in a long time. But I absolutely do think he's getting frustrated, and I can't blame him. He's on his back constantly, and that really concerns me against this defense, guys, because they can apply pressure. If you look at what they did against the Bengals, yeah, it was the Bengals. That game was just different. Joe Burrow wasn't there. You look at the dynamic that they have going on right there. It's not the best. It's not a full strength Bengals team. So you look at what they were able to do. I think it was like 59% in terms of pressuring Jake Browning last week. You look at Jake Browning, he can move way better than Aaron Rodgers. So that's going to be a real concern here, guys. And the Steelers, we're going to talk about that here in a minute. How can the Steelers slow that down? How can they slow what the Bengals faced last week? How can they slow that pressure rate down? How can they cause that defense to get back on their heels a little bit? And I think they need to utilize a couple familiar faces there, no doubt about it. What's up, Mike? What's up, Jamal McCollum in the house? Been trying to catch you on here as AS is getting better. Mike Tomlin, faux life. That's from Jamal. Jamal likes Mike. It's not that I dislike Mike, guys. It's not a personal thing for me. I think he has some severe deficiencies that have hindered this franchise for far too long, and it can't be overlooked any longer. I'm a realist also. Yes, I'm a fan, and I put my fan hat on, and I'm going to root for him, man. I'm going to dig deep, and I want him to win, and I'm going to try to prop up the people that are there in the organization. But Mike Tomlin has been a catastrophic fucking failure here as of late. Not as of late, as of like last 5 years. And I've come to the conclusion in my brain that people love to play for him is because the accountability isn't there. Everything is okay in that building as long as they're not losing in terms of having a losing season. And that's not good enough anymore. The standard has become mediocre, and that isn't good enough. Jamal says Zach Frazier is all we have. I think Isaac Seumalo, who's played good football, I think Mason McCormick has looked like dog shit so far this year. Troy Fautanu, not good so far this year. And Broderick Jones, not good so far this year. So I think you have 2 out of the 5 that look okay. I haven't seen special play out of either one of the ones that look okay. But again, look at the offensive line in totality. I'm not an offensive line guru, man. I'm not. I just know what I see. I know what football is at its purest state, and what you're seeing right now, it's not with that offensive line. We're going to go to catch up with all these comments real quick, and then I'm going to tell you what I think about the offense and how they can go ahead and start to beat this Minnesota Vikings defense up a little bit in terms of catching them off guard here in Ireland. Mike says Rodgers might be frustrated, but I also think he sees what he could do to make it work. A couple more, or a couple of more games, and we'll definitely know what's up. I think we know exactly what's up, but I think that can change. And I think you're right, Mike. I think things can change, and I am optimistic about that. I think Mike Tomlin, I know, and it pains me to say it. I want to have that optimism that he can change, but I haven't seen it in almost 19 years here, or 19 years, whatever it is. It's not been good. Jamal says VF is still listed as the number 3 overall center in the league. Yeah, man, I think he's really going to have a Hall of Fame career, Jamal. Jamal also says Aaron Rodgers, a grown man. No one cares how he feels. Go throw that damn ball like we all know he can. I think Aaron Rodgers has handled himself really, really good. I do. I have no complaints about Aaron Rodgers. I think he's been the ultimate professional, the ultimate teammate, the ultimate leader with his time with the Steelers so far. And I really have no complaints so far about Aaron Rodgers at all. So I'm not going to say anything about it. I do think he's frustrated. Yeah, and I agree with Jamal. You don't care about feelings. Get out there and win. Get out there and do it. But the frustration, I can definitely see it. I can sense it. It's just when will it boil over, or if it does. Chase Anderson says, he says the defense is dog shit also and full of old trash other teams don't want. And Tomlin gobbled them up with a spoon. Average highest age in the NFL and also the highest paid. What does that equal, trash? Yeah, it's 26 years old, though. That's not super old, in my opinion, but you're right, Chase. They definitely are the oldest unit in terms of average age, and they definitely are the highest paid. And there needs to be some sort of a dynamic there that makes them better to where you're not getting gashed for 400 total yards of offense. You're not giving up 130 yards, 150 yards rushing each and every week. You're not doing those things that seem to be very basic, that seem to be something that they could, start to shore up a little bit heading into week 4. But when you look at last week, I can't say total dog shit because those 5 turnovers last week weren't gimme turnovers. They weren't overthrows, gross overthrows. They weren't just give it here. We're giving them to you. Those were forced turnovers. The interception, definitely by Eccles down there in the end zone. Eccles was there. Cam, yeah, he tipped it, and that's fine, but it would have been picked no matter what. Eccles was there. He was ready to make that play. That was a really great play by Eccles. He definitely understood the concept and understood where he needed to be there, and I have to applaud him there. That was a great play. You see them punch the football out every time they're going after a hit. They're punching at the ball, man. They're stripping the football, and it paid big dividends. And 5 turnovers just don't happen by accident. And I think the Steelers definitely in the turnover department definitely know how to get it done, man. Yeah, Jamal, we are going to talk about that because I think you're right. Jamal says catastrophic failure is a bit much, ain't it? No, I think it is because the standard is the standard, Jamal. Mike says it. Don't put yourself in those situations by saying the things that he says and then not hold yourself to that standard. You don't hold the players to a different standard considering you allow the same mistakes to happen week after week without any ramifications. The schematics don't change. That is a steady mess. And we talk about highest paid defense, highest paid that isn't getting it done, getting gashed for hundreds of yards. And this isn't just this season. This goes back to last year. Goes back to the year before. These things, these wounds run deep, and it is a catastrophic failure. And we talk about the Steeler way. Well, the Steeler way is non-existent anymore. Wasn't the Steeler way winning Super Bowls, being competitive? And I'm not saying you need to win a Super Bowl every year. I'm not saying you need to win a couple Super Bowls every decade. I'm not saying that. I understand the NFL is difficult. The NFL is the ultimate in terms of competitiveness. I get that. But backing your way into the playoffs here and there isn't good enough. And getting your ass stomped in the playoffs every time you just so happen to get enough help to back your way into the playoffs isn't good enough. Having a standard of mediocrity and holding your players to that standard of mediocrity or not holding your players to a standard is an issue. And that is a catastrophic failure in my eyes. And I know a lot of people prop Mike Tomlin up on a pedestal. And again, I like Mike Tomlin, the person. I think he's a good dude. I don't think he's a bad person at all. I don't know him personally, but from what I see, I don't think he's a bad guy. I think people do like him genuinely. I would like though somebody too that was my boss that didn't hold me to a high standard. I would like to play for him too, and that's really what it simply boils down to me lately. With I've really seen that as of late. I would love to play for a guy that doesn't hold me to the highest standard of professional athletics. I mean, it is what it is. He's okay and he's all right with it as long as you're not messing up his non-losing season streak. That seems to be the standard, and that's not good enough. Mark Malone says, I can see the big Johnson rising up and slapping the Vikings in the face. Daniel Warman says, the thing that drives me crazy is teams that head coaches that call the plays is crazy. Zach Taylor and Tomlin, for example, offensive coordinators are there for a reason. Yeah, I don't think Tomlin calls the plays. I think Zach does, right, Daniel? I think he calls them. There are some. Um, I think a head coach just got to be a general manager of men, man, a general manager of your coaching staff. And I think you need to allow your coaching staff to do the things that they do best and not try to intervene a huge amount. I think you need to lay the framework of what you're looking for. But I think in the Steelers' case, because I follow them more than anything, I look at them and I see the framework of scared. I see the framework of frightened. I see the framework of lack of effort. I see the framework of mediocrity. And I think that's laid down there. And I think everybody else follows suit inside that building when everything's just okay to be okay. And then you look at, having no fear to be replaced. You don't push yourself to the highest level when you have no fear of repercussions. You know there are no ramifications coming towards you. You know the Roonies won't fire you, that your job is there until you decide to leave. It's comfortable, and he's too fucking comfortable, my friends. All right, guys, I'm going to get into this real quick. And when I talk about the Steelers and what they can do this weekend, this tomorrow, to get the Vikings back on their heels is a quick pass game, but it needs to be utilization of Calvin Austin and Jalen Warren. I talk about the underneath pass game on a consistent basis in terms of drag routes, quick slants, things of that nature that I think could be really, really ultra effective in putting this Minnesota Vikings team defense on its heels a little bit and allowing them maybe to possibly back off. Getting two guys that have tremendous speed and burst, like Calvin Austin, like Jalen Warren, getting those guys the football. Not necessarily in a lateral way, like they try to get DK the football on those quick screens out there on a continual basis. Yeah, that's fine. Do that every once in a while. I don't mind it every once in a while. I don't want to see that consistently. I would like to see some drag routes, some quick hitters, wheel routes, things of that nature. I would like to see those quick corner routes out of the backfield where you're coming past that tight end and making that cut up the field in a post or a corner or flag type pattern and getting hit really quickly from Aaron Rodgers, getting that football out fast, quick hitters on the out patterns, quick hitters on those in routes, those things that Calvin Austin and Jalen Warren could possibly do some really special things with the ball in their hand quickly and allowing them to get out into space and hopefully putting that defense back on its heels. I think that does, again, it sounds simple. but football is simple. And I think the Steelers really got to try to utilize some of those things. Utilization of the middle of the field has to be imperative. Tight end work has to be imperative this week. You have to be able to move the chains consistently. You have to be in third and manageable. You're not going to be able to be in this game and succeed in any way, shape, or form in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, and beyond that. You're not going to be able to succeed against this Minnesota Vikings defense, considering what they did last week with a 59% rush rate in terms of pressure against that Bengals team and Jake Browning. That's not going to work with the Steelers' offensive line being absolute dog shit. I really think this too, and I'm not saying that they don't have deep rooted schematic issues. I'm not saying that. But I think the Steelers' offensive line needs quick pass game that's not lateral screens. I think they need some things like that to start to get them in a rhythm. Football's about rhythm. You don't get in a rhythm, you get off rhythm. It's a disaster. You have to be consistent in a rhythmic way. And I think the Steelers really need to do that in order to help their offensive line and not have people just teeing off on the offensive line constantly and force teams to respect your short to intermediate game. And yeah, they do that screen, that lateral screen shit constantly. But if you don't utilize those quick underneath type routes, I'm talking 3, 4 yard routes, man. Boom, smash, get them the ball. You don't use those types of things. I don't know how you loosen up the defense. Yeah, you want to run the ball, but you need to have that short underneath that short game that keeps defenses honest. Then you start to do everything else. You start to get in a rhythm, and the Steelers' offense cannot find themselves in a rhythm. They start out okay, but again, why are the Steelers so plain and vanilla all the time? That's an issue. It's easy for teams in the National Football League to adjust to them each and every week after the first couple drives right now this year. Why? Because the game plan's the game plan. It's basic, it's easy. They can adjust quickly. Bam, they're ready to roll, and things aren't so bad. Yeah, they do. It's not alive because we've not done anything in a long time. That Steeler way isn't there anymore. You can't hang your hat on the past. What have you done for me lately? That's the real thing. I feel like the lack of quality draft picks is the problem, but when you're winning, you have to go with it. Yeah, and that's a Tomlin issue too. He's the guy that puts all these people in place that makes those draft picks, that does those things. And I don't think the draft picks have been bad. They've all been starters. And the error of Omar Khan, they've all been starters or contributors. Every draft pick that they've made has done something. So I don't think that they've been horrible. We can't label Broderick Jones just yet as a bust. And we can't label Fatanu as a bust. Zach Frazier for sure ain't a bust. Mason McCormick, it's not a bust when you draft a guy later in the draft. If he don't work out, he don't work. That's not a bust. That's, hey, we're rolling the dice in rounds 5, 6, 7, whatever. I'm just saying the later rounds, it doesn't end up being a bust. Chase says, let's try to get to some people here, maybe that I haven't got to. I don't know if I got to Chase yet. Chase says, Tomlin is scared of young talent for a simple reason that him and his coaching staff can't develop talent. This is why they pick up old talent other teams are replacing with young talent. I don't think they're scared of young talent. I just think that schematically they're not good. It's just I think Tomlin is so vanilla and plain that it's an issue, man. Aaron Derrick, yo Jason, good to see you. Still with the going with the channel. Let's get this on Sunday. What's up, Aaron? Good to see you, man. Thank you. We are the only team that does not fire coaches that are not performing, which is wild. Yeah, it is wild. Uh, let's keep going. Hold on. Aaron says we got to take more shots down the field. These constant sideline passes aren't cutting it. Absolutely. And you look at the deficiency of the offensive line, and that is forcing your hand into some of these patterns or lack thereof that are ran by the Steelers offensively in the wide receiver department. Um, Yeah, the line's got to play better some way somehow, guys. And I've went back time and time again. Pat Myers dog shit. He's probably the worst offensive line coach in the National Football League currently, in my eyes. Uh, the product he puts out there is so bad, but yet he still doesn't get fired. That's a Mike Tomlin thing. The product that he puts out there is so schematically unsound. That's a Mike Tomlin thing. It all falls back on Mike. I don't want to hear it. Pat Myers bad. Get rid of him. If he's that bad, get rid of him. If your offensive line looks like dog shit and you want to blame Pat Meyer, get rid of him. You're the fucking head coach, Mike. I mean, it's real simple. You're the head coach. Get rid of his ass. If the product isn't what you want, then get rid of him. If the product's okay with your mediocre standard, then you keep him. Oh, and you don't just keep your buddies on the coaching staff because you're buddies. If the product isn't right, get rid of him, man. Chase says the playbook fits on a standard note card. Ray Charles can see our plays. Jamal, you sound like my wife. And what have you done for me lately besides pay all the bills? I don't know what to say. No, it's just the truth. It's the NFL. It's the National Football League, and that's the way it is. Regardless of what we want to talk about here on the channel, it's reality, and I live in reality. I'm not going to sugarcoat this for anybody. At all. Like Tomlin's been garbage, and his situational football has failed the Steelers. His clock management has failed the Steelers. His roster management has failed the Steelers. His inability to hold players accountable has failed the Steelers. The list is vast, and you. Everybody that wants to defend Mike Tomlin, that's fine. You are allowed your own opinion, and rightfully so. But there are so many things on that list that you can't defend. You can't come up with enough excuses to defend every deficiency. The excuses eventually just run thin. And excuses are like assholes. Everybody got one, right? Daniel Warman says the Steelers defense, especially the secondary, will shut down Carson Wentz. My Bengals have given up on Taylor. Bless the Steelers Nation. We'll see, man. Hopefully they did, man. That would suck if your team gives up on the head coach. Then that's a problem. Y'all should come to. I don't know who that is. I'm not giving anybody free shout outs. I don't know who that is, Jamal. Aaron doesn't have time to throw the ball downfield. Let's keep going. Aaron Derrick, since Caleb's performance has been disappointing, what's the future on the team look like? What his future on the team look like? I'm not writing him off just yet. You can't. You can't write him off just yet. So you have to just understand that Caleb Johnson is just a guy that's new and made a big mistake, and he's just not going to have that going on, man. Or be able to have that going on. I'm not writing his future off. I don't know what it looks like just yet. He's got to earn his way back onto the football team, really, is what has to happen. What's up, Doc Curry in the house? Chase says Mount Washington is a dog, very underutilized. Muth, barely used. I think Tomlin messes a locker room up by bringing in new people and not using old players. I think there's remorse in the room. The NFL is this though, Chase. I don't think that there's remorse or anything in the room like that, and I think these players understand this too. That the NFL today is a forever evolving and changing game. And that includes the locker rooms of each and every franchise. No team is going to be identical to the team that they had the year prior. There is so much steady and constant turnover inside of the NFL that players are used to that. So I don't see that being an issue. The underutilization of some of these players, I think, is definitely a real issue. However, again, the schematics got to be better. The utilization of these players has to be better. The situational football has to be better. Mike Tomlin's thumbprint on every part of this team has to stop existing. He has to start being a little bit more uh, free with what he allows his coaches to do. My man JJ, how have you been? Long time no see. Good to see you, man. I've been good, bro. Just chilling. Jamal, Mike Drop Sports. This is a great show. Love you, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, Jamal. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, Roach. Nah, I don't. Oh, Jamal says that's his the new podcast. We'd love to have you on there wherever you're free. I'll come join you, Jamal. Thank you, man. I'll come join you. I just didn't know who it is. Sorry. Jamal's always listened and watched the show, so definitely check Jamal out, man. He's always been a good dude on here, and we don't always have to agree to be cool with each other, guys. If Jamal has an opinion that I don't agree with, we bullshit about it. We talk about it, and that's the beauty of this stuff. Some people take it a little bit too. They go too hard. But yeah, I always appreciate you, Jamal. Thank you, man. And definitely, man, whenever you want, just email me, MikeDropSports@yahoo.com. I got to be better. I haven't checked my email in a while. So if you've emailed me, guys, I haven't checked it. I used to check it daily, morning, noon, and night. But I have been so busy coaching and doing other things with the kids. But definitely, I'd come on and help you out, Jamal. So you guys go check Jamal out. He definitely deserves a sub. Zal Curry coaching malpractice is real. Jamal says, will Caleb get some play with Jalen being bruised up? They elevated Trey Sermon, Jamal, from the practice squad. So Trey Sermon, Kenneth Gainwell, Jalen Warren is expected to play. So regardless of the knee injury. So do I think we see Caleb Johnson this week? No. Trey Sermon elevated. That's a telltale sign. You're not going to see Caleb, no doubt about it. So I think you might see a Trey Sermon carry here or there, or a play or two for Trey. But I think you'll see heavy doses of Kenneth Gainwell, and I think you'll see Jalen Warren used in normal Jalen Warren fashion. But I think Jalen Warren being nicked up can still be a little bit effective, no doubt about it, utilizing that speed and burst that he does possess. And I think getting him the ball underneath, getting Caleb or getting Kenneth Gainwell the ball underneath is still something that has to be done. Calvin Austin getting him the ball underneath on those drags and those quick hitters, I think is definitely imperative for success. Youth football's going good. We have a big game tomorrow. We're playing our rival in our league. So we have a game tomorrow that's a big one for us. So we'll see how my defense does tomorrow, man. My linebackers got to come down here and whoop some ass tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I thought my headphones kicked off. Maybe they didn't. Who is going to wake me up for the Vikings game? Pittsburgh was on versus Pats at Moose. It's 3.5 miles away. I stayed home and watched Tampa versus Jets. Yeah, dude. I'm not waking anybody up. I'll be barely able to watch some of it. I might get up and do a morning show. We'll see. We'll see, boys. I do want to thank you guys. Definitely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys have been absolutely awesome in supporting the channel here lately, especially. We've been gaining a lot of subscribers. I haven't been doing as much content, but man, we've been gaining a lot of subscribers here lately. So we are about to hit that 4,700. So that's pretty awesome. We are at like 4,679 or 78 here just before I came on. So we're about to hit 4,700. I want to hit 5,000 here before October's over for sure, and I think that's easily done. Uh, we haven't always been the most high tech and all that stuff, but we've definitely invested. We got a lot of new lights and things of that nature, and we do stream from a different service now, so we're stepping it up. I got to figure out how to get my Rhodes mic to work on here. So for some reason it doesn't. So I definitely have all the equipment here. I just got to get it fired up and working. So we'll get it all going. Both my computers went down, so I wasn't able to hook up the soundboard and all that shit with the microphone. But once I get the computer situation taken care of, but again, that takes a lot of jing. So yeah, super chats are always welcome. Remember that. That does always go back into the channel. Anything we do, that's how we start to stream from a different service. That's how we buy mics. That's how we buy these expensive big box lights that we have. That's how we do all those things. All right, let me try to get to somebody else here. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to make sure I give everybody a good chance. 100 Tomlin has to stop micromanaging. I don't see it happening, and that is why the standard is the bullshit standard, leaving number 21 draft pick every year. Horrible and painful. Zah says, I definitely go hard, but intent about what I care about. Absolutely. Got to, baby. Got to. Jamal says it is some bullshit that we have to beg to utilize our talents, such as DP, Caleb, and D Wash. Yeah, that it is troubling, man. I like to give everybody a chance so you know what the hell they got. I want to see those guys get in there early, and definitely it is an issue. Daniel says one thing for sure: Steeler fans are very loyal. I've seen more black and gold this week. I'm afraid to wear my Bengals jersey. Hey, you wear your shit loud and proud, Daniel. Never, never not wearing that bad boy. Jamal says every team is playing their rookie running backs besides the Steelers. Awesome. The Curry coming in with the Zach Curry coming in with the super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Zach, he says, let's go. Best Steelers chat on the web. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, Zach Curry, in the house, giving us a super chat here on the live show. We do appreciate that. Yeah, about that too, Jamal. If you do want me to ever come on there, just make sure you email me, man. I'll start checking the email just in case. I don't know, man. I've went on shows before. I try to help out if anybody ever needs me to. So I've went on a few different ones, but I don't know. I always feel like I don't get to be Jason on those shows. When I go on someone else's channel, I always feel like it's like different. Or if I have somebody on the show besides Sean, I always feel like it's like I try to be different for some reason. I don't know why. It's weird. But like it's just like I want to make sure I ask all the questions I want to ask. I want to make sure I'm including them. But definitely need to be more authentic whenever I go on the shows. I don't know why I do that, but I do. I definitely need to go on and be a little bit more authentic. Hey, my fault. All right, guys, make sure you're putting your comments, questions, and concerns inside of the chat. Let's talk about that Vikings defense, though, a little bit real quick. You do have the base 3-4 with Brian Flores. You have Jonathan Allen out there at that left defensive end position. Jalen Redmond at the nose tackle position. Javon Hargrave has been playing really, really well, dealing with an injury this week. However, right defensive end. Jonathan Greenwood, Will linebacker. Eric Wilson, the left inside linebacker, Yvonne Pace Jr., right inside linebacker, Andrew Ginky or whatever the hell his last name is. He's the Sam linebacker. He's out though. Isaiah Rogers, the left cornerback. Joshua Metella, strong safety. Harrison Smith, free safety. Byron Murphy Jr. is the right cornerback. Taveri Thomas, he's the nickelback. I believe that's his name, if remember correctly. I had them all jotted down. Yeah, he's been doing good, man. He was just on the other day. Armand says you're too nice on other shows. I am. I know, Armand. I like change for some reason. I don't know why, bro. Definitely ain't the same. People probably always say, "Oh, we'll have Jason come on," when they've asked me, and they're like, "Damn, this is like a different person." I don't know why I do that, dude. I have no clue. It's like I don't want to like screw somebody else's shit up. That's basically what it is, you know. Definitely. But I gotta be just true when I do. And honestly, I don't go on a ton of shows. I do want to start though having people. I got to find people that were playing like that do podcasts for other teams. I do want to start bringing people on to get a different perspective of their teams. I think that would be cool. I try reaching out to popular people to try to get you collabs, but they don't respond if you don't have a personal number. Good luck, LOL. Yeah, people could use my number. I don't care. I'll give you my phone number. It is what it is. Yeah, dude, a lot of people, they're not going to help you. They're not going to reach back and pull somebody up and try to to help out. And I don't blame them. I mean, it is what it is. Most people are just in it for them, and I'm not in this for money or gain or anything, money, fame, nothing like that. I'm not in that for that. So I'm just here to talk football. But a lot of people are in it for those reasons: money, fame, clicks, views. So they're just, it is what it is. Not everybody, but there are some people. So I don't reach out to really anybody unless like I watch them consistently. Like we had Big B and them on. Like I like those guys. They're good guys. So they were cool. Sean comes on. We've had Mark from Steelers Nation Australia. He was cool. We've had those guys. Those are guys. Those are people like that I'll watch because I like those dudes. So those are the type of people like that I don't mind having on or going on their stuff. Jamal, no, we want you to be yourself. It's the coolest atmosphere and vibe. Very unorthodox compared to most. But thank you, man. Appreciate that, Jamal. Yeah, I need to be. Don't stop keeping it real, man. Love the show. Love the opinions. Thank you, man. Appreciate that, Chase. Come check us out. Oh, he's talking. Hey, you get 15 minutes of fame. Want to see Jason come on your show? Let us know. Yeah, man, I'll do Jamal's. Thank you. Uh, I will, man. I don't know, man. I think my biggest fear is I don't want to screw somebody else's shit up. Zucker, because I know how hard it is to build this shit up. That's why it's like, oh man, you're like, fuck. Zach Curry, haha, bro, would be wow. That's awesome. I'll be able to finally watch a full game so I can give some good perspective. My job working me on the games. That always sucks, man. When you got to work and shit. Like right now, I coach every Sunday, so it's like shit. But it is what it is. It's actually going to work out here soon because our games are going to start, I think, at 11:15 for the rest of the regular season. So when the games are at regular times, I'll be good after this one. So this should be the last one. One thing for sure, you're fair and you call it like you see it. Much respect. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that, bro. Armand, I went on one last or one. I went on a 1 week strike versus Steelers last week and expect your show is boycotted. The bigger, not as good as Pittsburgh. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Thank you. All right, guys. Anything else you want to talk about? I do want to dive in. You look at the offense of the Vikings. Jordan Mason, could he have another big day? He didn't have a monster day. I think 116 or 115 last week on the ground. It was a big day, but still, will he have an even bigger day against a Pittsburgh Steelers defense that can't stop the run? They suck at stopping the run. I definitely think they need to play a little bit different schematically. I won't bore you with all those things, but I think schematically they need to be a little bit different in their approach to how they attack that defensive front. Or how the defensive front attacks that offensive line. I think that's imperative to success for the Steelers this week, but we'll see how that all goes. You look at Carson Wentz as the quarterback again. I believe they need to get him moving laterally, not vertically. I think him climbing the pocket this week could hurt the Steelers because I think as a veteran quarterback, he'll keep his eyes down the field and deliver that football as he's climbing the pocket. I thought last week when you made Drake May climb the pocket that he would be kind of torn between running and throwing, and it would have been more easily to cause turnovers and sack him that way. And it did prove to be right. But again, you have to look at the quarterback you're playing each week and definitely dissect their weaknesses. And I think Carson Wentz has a plethora of weaknesses, no doubt. His benefit is he's going to be playing with guys like Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Jalen Naylor, TJ Hawkinson at tight end, a vast array of weapons all around. And the return of Jordan Addison from suspension, I think, is going to prove to be massive for the Minnesota Vikings. And I think it's going to be a real plus for them. We'll see, though, if the Steelers are going to be able to slow that down. I think the pass rush has to be their big thing, man. Can the Steelers cause turnovers like they did last week against the Patriots? And if the Steelers do that, maybe it's a close game in the fourth quarter. But let's be honest, guys. If the Steelers don't cause any turnovers, and the Vikings are able to establish a run game early, this is going to be a blowout against the Steelers. The Steelers are going to get beat by 30, 40 points, just to let you know, if those things happen. The Steelers have to cause turnovers early, and they can't allow that run game of the Minnesota Vikings to get working early. They have to be able to bottle that up and make them one-dimensional. Why do I say make them one dimensional when they have pass catchers like Hawkinson, Jefferson, Addison? Why do I say, like, yeah, you got to make them want to pass the football? Because then guys like TJ Watt can go in there and tee off. The defensive backs, they can go and get settled and get in rhythm and get set and get comfortable. That's what you want. You want to force them to be one dimensional. And if it's got to be the pass game, so be it. Because if the run game starts to get working, that's going to really ramp up that pass game too. And the Steelers are going to be into a world of shit. And Mike Tomlin is going to look like the biggest fucking clown in the entire world at an international game because he has no ability to adapt. He's not going to change. He's not going to be different. It's going to look the same. Those people that sit there and tell you like 2 years ago or last year or whatever, I think it might have been 2 years ago when it was Mitch and Kenny, they were like, oh, they always do such great second half adjustments. No, they didn't, dude. They didn't do anything different. I hate when people try to lie to the fan base. They don't do shit different. They haven't for years, guys. They haven't. Turn on the tape. It tells you their sound. It tells you. I don't have to lie to you. The tape tells the truth. All right, let's keep going. Jamal, I have heard a lot about how seriously the owners are taking this game. Do you consider this a must win? Um, yeah, they should go. The Roonies, I don't give a fuck that it's Ireland. Guys, I got to be real. For them to make such a big thing about Ireland because the ambassador Rooney, it's such dumb shit, dude. They should be taking every fucking game seriously, not just picking a game over in Ireland in week 4 randomly here in 2025. What? Why are we getting pumped up for playoff games? Why are we getting gashed by our division rival in the first round of the playoffs last year, looking like we didn't even show the fuck up off the bus? Where was Rooney then? Those are the games I want to see the Steelers win. Give a fuck about a random ass game in Ireland. I got to be honest, guys. It's bullshit, man. Uh, I think his priorities are fucked up. I do. Rooney, his priorities seem to be quite fucked up for some reason. I don't know why. It ain't about winning Lombardis anymore. That's for sure. I don't think it's a must win, Jamal. I think it's, yeah, Rooney wants to win because they like Ireland. Everybody here, anybody that's American, we're all mutts. Everybody that we come from, all of our ancestors come from a different country. Nobody comes from America. This is a country that developed from other places. So we all have roots somewhere else, deep, 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 deep down. And the Roonies are no different. They just choose to celebrate it. Great. I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't understand the hype, dude. I don't. I don't. He's put more effort into this stupid international football game that's honestly hurts football teams in the NFL, in my opinion, because it totally disrupts their rhythm, their pattern. Thankfully, the Steelers are on a bye week after it, but I think it hurts teams more than it does anything else. And to hype up a game over in Ireland, for what? What's it matter? It's so dumb. I think they do too, Armand. I think they lose by probably 20. Daniel Werman, I believe the Steelers have a bye soon. With the travel and injuries, might be right on time. Thanks for Mike Drupsworth. Thank you, man. Yeah, they do. Right after this week, they have a bye. The assholes fly Thursday to Dublin too late, not a must win. Yeah, whoever created the travel schedule is an absolute dick card that don't know what the hell they're doing. If that was Mike Tomlin, Rooney, and Kahn, they come up with that genius plan, you're a moron. And if the NFL makes them do that, that's stupid because I heard that they did make them, that they make the travel be like a certain way. Then I heard that that's a false, that they could have left any day they wanted. Why would you wait? Soon as they would have went home, seen their families, chilled for one night, I'd have told them to be back the next day. We're going to fucking Ireland. Let's go. That's how you plan for that. What in the world would you sit around and wait in Pittsburgh for? What are you doing? Laughing my ass off. His priorities are fucked up. Yeah, I'm using this game more of a measuring stick. Yeah, his priorities are fucked up, Jamal. I don't understand. It ain't about winning Super Bowls for this Rooney. It's about, hey, how can we go beat around over in Ireland and look like a bunch of dick beaters over there? They could have left earlier. I'm 100% there, fools. Yeah, they're dumb. They're dumb. Common sense tells you that you don't leave on Thursday for a game that you got to play Sunday at like dark fucking 30 where you normally live, you know? Black and gold, what's up? The last time the Steelers played Minnesota overseas, they got embarrassed and looked so tired and sluggish because they got there late. Yeah, they left on Thursday. Exactly the same thing they did this time. It's dumb. It's dumb, guys. Especially when you're going to be facing a team like the Minnesota Vikings. Why wouldn't you have got over there the absolute earliest you possibly could? I don't get it. Are you too cheap to pay for hotel days? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? I don't get it. You could have probably got your hotels for free for the week, your hotel rooms for your players for free for a week. If you'd have made them go sign a couple autographs over there in Ireland, have an autograph session, the hotel would have probably given to you for free for the week because you went and did an autograph session to promote their business or something. I'm just saying, sell your shit, make some money, do what you need to do, get over there. If that's the issue, I don't know if it is. I'm just saying. Black and Gold says, right, we would have been in Ireland Tuesday, Wednesday, the latest. Absolutely. I would have literally left Monday, been there Tuesday all day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. My guys would have been adjusted. Aaron Rodgers talking about going out to bars tonight to find a pint of fucking Guinness. I hope that's not true. They need to have their ass in bed and get some sleep. Not out chasing a pint of fucking Guinness anywhere. I think that's dumb. I don't know. Armand, I like this Connersville McKeesport bar talk. Me too, dude. Me too. J1XY to go. Why the hell are you guys afraid of the Vikings? I'm not afraid of them. I don't think anybody's afraid of them. I don't know what we're talking about with that, but I'm just saying. I ain't afraid, and I don't play, so I ain't afraid of nobody. They're not hitting my ass, bro. So I ain't afraid of shit. And any fan that would sit there and go, "I'm afraid," that's gay. That's stupid. Seville. Black and gold. This is their homecoming, and they're going to look like fools. Yeah, they're going to look like dumbass. They're probably going to get dog walk, guys. To be honest, you want me to give you my prediction for tomorrow, in case I don't do a show early in the morning tomorrow? I'll give you my prediction right now, and I know the coordinate bullshit. I think that's. I hope this is. I think the Steelers get dog walked, and I think they get beat 48-10. That's what I think happens. 48-10. Steelers lose. I think 2 weeks in a row, the Vikings put up 48 points. They're going to dog walk them just like they dog walked the Bengals last week. Just saying. And the Steelers have their starting quarterback. The Bengals didn't. And the Bengals don't even really have a defense. And the Steelers do have somewhat of a defense. And I'm telling you, they're going to lose by the same. I don't know, Black and Gold, what this game will be on, bro. I'm not sure. I have to look that up and post it. Armand says Dan Rooney, 1969 to 2016. This Rooney dumb in the found. Has been nicked up. Jordan Addison just coming back off suspension. Carson Wentz isn't that great. He's okay, but he isn't great. I don't know if JJ McCarthy's much better. I don't know. I haven't got to see enough of him. But you look at this Vikings team, they're coached really, really well. Brian Flores should be a head coach somewhere. He's fucking really, really smart. He's really, really good at known football, man. Brian Flores definitely has gotten blackballed by the league, and it's bullshit. And he's one person that I would stand on the table for. And if I'm running a franchise, I would hire Brian Flores tomorrow to lead my franchise because I think he knows schematic football in a big, big, big way. Brian Flores is a one of the best defensive minds in the National Football League currently, no doubt about it. And then you look at their head coach, and I got to say, he knows what the hell he's doing, man. He's a quarterback whisperer, really. He can get the job done with just about anybody. And the weapons they possess in terms of their receivers and tight end, I think they can get it done. The running back could have another big game this week, 116 yards on the ground last week. I think they can produce a lot of points, and I think the Steelers are going to be in trouble, man. I really, really do. Armand says, I get to relive my childhood at Pitt Stadium. I love Pitt Stadium, man, up on the hill in Oakland. Miss Pittsburgh, it's on Prime and NFL Network Plus. Oh, okay. Unless you live in Pittsburgh, you live in Pittsburgh, it's always broadcast locally on Channel 2. Like, you'll get a broadcast, a local broadcast. They'll always broadcast it on Channel 2. So, yeah, 48-10, guys. That's where I'm going. And I say that in hopes that the Steelers prove me wrong. And I can say this. I think it's going to be 48-10 the Steelers lose because I just think they're going to get dog walked. I think they're going to get curb stomped. And I don't think Mike Tomlin is smart enough to beat in the coaching battle. Mike Tomlin, as the head coach and his coaching staff, they are not good enough to beat the Vikings coaching staff. They are just not. Kevin O'Connell is good, bro. Good. I'm just saying. No one wants to believe me. Don't care. I'm just telling you the truth, man. It can go two ways, though. If the Steelers can keep the Vikings on their heels early, causing those turnovers, not allowing that run game of the Minnesota Vikings to get started, I think the defense can get off to a decent start if you're not allowing that running game to gas you, because then I think they can lean back on the pass game a little bit and put their ears back and rush the passer a little bit more. Offensively, they have to utilize the quick, speedy people that they have on offense, not lateral screens. Quick underneath, drags, outs, ins, posts, flags. They do those things quickly and effectively. They perhaps can get this offensive line in a rhythm and perhaps lessen what they did last week with the 59% pressure rate against Jake Browning last week in terms of total plays called throughout the game. Miss Pittsburgh, they are not. I said the same thing. The Vikings are no joke. Armand, I want Addison to get 2 TVs and Wentz to get 4 touchdown passes. Black and Gold says Ramsey has been good defensively against Jefferson, and Minnesota doesn't have a starting quarterback. Yeah, but any quarterback has done well against the Steelers. I mean, Justin Fields, he fucking put up magical numbers. He never played a game that good in the entire time he's been in the NFL. And he goes up against the Steelers, and they just dog walk him all up and down the field. I mean, Carson Wentz being in there doesn't change things for me because I don't know if J.J. McCarthy's much different. I haven't seen enough of him to really ever say anything about him. So, for what the Vikings have been able to do, I don't know. Steelers made Kirk Cousins down in Atlanta look like he should have never been in the National Football League ever before. Then you look at Kirk Cousins in Minnesota under the same head coach. He looks like a monster. Make it make sense, man. I don't know, Black and Gold. I'm not scared of that. Black and Gold, with the emergence of our defense, pass defense last week, and if Arthur lost his conservatism over the Atlantic Ocean somewhere and attack all 4 quarters, I don't think they really did much last week except for the 5 turnovers. They got gashed everywhere else. I mean, the 5 turnovers were big. They really did good. That was awesome. I thought they did really, really good. But they didn't really change much. They still gave up 294 yards passing to Drake May. They still gave up your rushing yards. They still did the things that they've been doing. They just got turnovers. That was the only thing that they did different. But I applaud it. It was good to get those turnovers, and I hope it continues here this week. Quick passing game got to be happen, Jamal. Black and Gold says Wentz hasn't been good since he beat us last time, since he played with the Eagles. Yeah, I mean, they scored 48 against the Bengals last week. So, I mean, Wentz did okay. He did okay. Yeah, we'll see, black and gold. I don't know, buddy. This one's going to be a tough one to call, bro. We'll see. I think this is a better team than what he had with the Eagles when they beat us up, for sure. Eagles now are vastly different, but I think I was a better team, or that he has a better team now. All right, guys, I'm going to end this. I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for Super Chat. Appreciate that. Thank you for any likes, subscribes, any new viewers. We truly appreciate it. Jamal, hit me up if you want me to come and raise hell on your place. I'll do that for you. Um, yeah, and anybody wants anything, hit the email up, MikeDropSports@yahoo.com. I'll start checking it. I haven't checked it in a while, so I got to check it. I haven't checked it in like probably a week. I need to get back into my email. Yeah, hold on, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Jamal says our defense got the ass kicked last week. The football gods were on our side, but we got whooped on both sides of the ball last week. Yeah, 5 turnovers don't happen by an act of God or anything. I think that definitely the turnovers were caused, so that was a good thing for the defense, no doubt. Black and gold. I wish they played more Holcomb in the middle because Queen is not it. I think Queen's played okay, man. I can't bash him totally. I think Peyton Wilson's probably played worse than Queen so far, and I love Peyton Wilson. I think he's going to end up being really, really good. But right now, if I have to rank them in terms of play, it's uh, Queen, Holcomb, and Wilson in that order for me so far this season. But once we did that, agree. See you after game. Thank you, man. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be on before the game, but I'll see you guys. I appreciate all of you. So we are gonna jump up out of here, man. We will leave you with the best intro, outro in the business. So thank you for joining us here at Mike Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason, as always, and we will be back tomorrow for sure post game. Maybe Sean will join me and we will get to chat it up and talk to our community of almost 5,000 now. We're almost there. We'll start pushing the subscriber count again pretty hard, man. So we'll try to get that build up here and hit that mark. So until next time, man, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Power takes an approach as a coach.
Let's go. Let's go.
It's a field back block, and that's
The guy that throws his body around.
Mike Drop Sports. Steel City Live.